Welcome to the show, everybody. It's the Crypto Lark. Today we're going to be talking about how to make $1 billion with cryptocurrencies. After a quick shout out to everyone who's been hitting that like button, and of course, everybody who's been subscribing to the channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you hit that button down below and hit the bell down below to stay up to date with all of the latest in the crypto space. Furthermore, this is of course not professional financial advice, guys. It's just a dude talking about cryptocurrencies on the internet. Let's get into it. So, what is the best way to make $1 billion in cryptocurrencies? Well, the answer is easy. Start your own cryptocurrency, start an exchange, or start a massive cryptocurrency investment fund. See? Not a problem at all. You guys thought it was going to be hard. Oh my goodness. So this is actually an interesting list of people who are crypto billionaires. Now, a lot of names on here are familiar. Mike Novogratz, for example, of Galaxy Digital. But as you go down the list, people, co-founder of Ethereum, Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, of course, very interesting. The Winklevoss twins, of course, very famous in the space. Changpeng Zhao, the CEO of Binance, currently worth $1 to $2 billion. That's a pretty serious amount of crypto. That guy's holding, holy cow. Of course, that has happened in a remarkably short time. Remember, Binance just came out like 6 months ago. Crypto makes dreams come true. That's an amazing story. Joseph Lubin, the co-founder of Ethereum. And interestingly, Chris Larsen, the co-founder of Ripple, holding 5.2 billion Ripple. Does anyone ever talk about how Ripple is in the hands of just a couple of people, the majority of it? That's crazy amount of Ripple. Currently worth, of course, about $7.5 to $8 billion. Now, interestingly, not on this list, Jed McCaleb. Now, he was another co-founder over at Ripple. However, there's been all kinds of legal drama between him and Ripple. Now, Jed's currently over at Stellar Lumens, by the way. Let the drama continue. But he has 5.3 billion Ripple as well, which is, of course, a massive amount. However, there's been a really weird court ruling where he is allowed to sell less than 1% of the average daily volume only on one particular exchange. Sounds like a very specific situation. Otherwise, he would have access to cashing out that multi-billion-dollar amount of Ripple, but he's loaded too. Just has to do it slowly over time. Must be a very annoying process. And, of course, one of the guys who is not mentioned is, of course, the man himself, Satoshi Nakamoto. Now, currently, Satoshi's got around 1 million Bitcoins locked up in his accounts. Now, some people do, of course, account that this Bitcoin is simply lost forever. And it might be. Or Satoshi Nakamoto is actually Elon Musk or some other character. I don't know, the boogeyman maybe. Or maybe Santa Claus. Santa Claus is going to give everybody Bitcoin. Now, he is currently worth, of course, depending on the day on the market, but around $8.5 billion. He's hodling. Satoshi Nakamoto, the original hodler. Now, why do I bring all this up? Yeah, it's nice to know that there are lots of billionaires out there and people who are totally loaded in crypto space. That's fantastic, right? Now, those people are about to get a whole lot richer. Now, a lot of people who've been watching the markets, a lot of people predicted the big dip that we had recently, and a lot of people are also predicting a giant bull run again in 2018. Now, there's a lot of predictions ranging wildly all over the place. Bitcoin from $0 to $500 to $1 million by the end of the year, but a lot of the predictions actually fall in the $50,000 to $60,000 range for Bitcoin by the end of the year. And that's where most of the predictions lie. Personally, I'm in the $60,000 camp. That's just me. That's just me. There's a lot of numbers on either side of those, but that's where most of the numbers are kind of falling in at. Now, That, of course, makes you look at today and go, hey, wait a second. That's interesting. Bitcoin's not $50,000 today, is it? So it gives you food for thought about where Bitcoin might be going. $50,000 by the end of the year would not be a bad turnover if you were to get one Bitcoin today, or even a fraction of a Bitcoin. Remember, you don't have to have a whole Bitcoin, guys. You can just get a little piece. And this is an interesting thing so this was actually from the Senate hearing on cryptocurrencies. Senator Mark Warner came out and said that he sees it as being a $20 trillion industry by 2020. Now, he's basing that, of course, on previous growth. And hey, look, take with a grain of salt what this guy says. I bet you he's holding. I bet you he's got some Bitcoin. He's like, oh my God, this is going to be worth like $1 million. It's going to be amazing. We shall see. A $20 trillion market cap for all cryptocurrencies, assuming that Bitcoin were to maintain at least similar levels of dominance. And that is questionable, as so many other cryptocurrencies do come online, taking that share all the time. But wowzers, Bitcoin alone would be a monster at that point if we had a $20 trillion market cap. That may be a little optimistic, but you got to remember, we are in a stage right now of hyper Bitcoin Ethereumization of everything. You know, all these projects, blockchain everything, right? Tokenize everything is kind of the attitude at the moment. We do see a lot of ICOs coming out with that kind of in mind. Now, is everything necessarily in need of blockchain? Potentially. Anyway, we'll have to see how it goes, but there's a lot of potential here for these markets to grow at an exponential rate if we are not going to see, or if we are going to see McAfee eat his own Johnson. Well, we'll have to be quite shy of that $20 trillion mark. However, if we are going to see the opposite, well, we might see a bit above that $20 trillion mark. I think it was around $16 trillion market cap, but that depends on how much Bitcoin maintains its dominance in those markets. And of course, the thing to keep in mind here too, we've actually just starting out here with big money coming in. Now look, I just reviewed Globitex yesterday, and they're proposing setting up an exchange with commodity prices priced in Bitcoin. So actually utilizing Bitcoin as a unit of account, which is very interesting. Obviously, there's massive potentials for cryptocurrencies in the financial market to totally revolutionize the way that they're doing things. This article here, for example, goes on to talk about how Wall Street could really use this kind of technology for a lot of the things that they do. Smart contracts would be a massive asset for them. And this is an interesting one here. This is a quote from Barry Silbert that CoinDesk has quoted here. At some point within the next 12 to 24 months, you're going to see a tidal wave. A tidal wave, guys. A tsunami of capital wash ashore into this asset class from asset managers all over the world. If you watch CNBC, you'd think everyone and their mom had invested in this, but it hasn't happened. If you got involved in cryptocurrencies 6 months ago, that was a good time. If you got involved 5 years ago, that was a good time. If you got involved yesterday, that was a good time. Because realistically, there is a massive amount of money out there that is ready to flow into this market. The market needs to mature. We need to have the mature financial instruments that actually let more complex things happen. Commodities priced in Bitcoin is going to be huge. Whether Globitex is the one to pull it off or the main commodity exchanges simply come online and start doing it, we shall see. But there is a massive amount of potential capital out there to move into these markets. So that's my thoughts for today, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Long live the blockchain, and peace out till next time.